All right, this is Adam, and we are doing the podcast for uh,
It's called the
Ask
Ask
Adam League.
Adam League.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Ask
by the
Adam
way.
League. So there we go. And well, it's me, and hello and welcome. And this is
Don, the producer.
hello, Don.
Uh,
I've never met this guy before.
yeah,
I'll
right.
figure we'll start the show off with a lie, a blatant lie.
Yeah,
Now
we
that
went
that's
to
out of
high
the
school
way,
together.
yeah. Now that that's out of the way, all right, what's going on? How's this gonna happen, sir?
Well, the way this show works is that it's called Ask Adam League because we decided we wanted to make a show where people would ask Adam, who is a highly observant and very smart individual,
So I'm
questions
told.
about. Come again?
So I'm told.
So you're told, yeah. Questions that have to do with ideas, things that how would you say if somebody had a question about how certain things work or whether they should be part of a certain relationship or whatever it is. It's all based on concepts and ideas. So we encourage people to go to our website askadamleague.com, and there you can ask questions via Twitter or email or straight on the website. That's what we have right now.
Right.
We're a very
And
humble website right now, but
yeah.
it's
Well,
going
of
to be
course,
an
we'll need you
evolution.
all to fill it up with awesome.
Right. I'm breathing in the mic right now, aren't I? This is terrible.
No, but it's hot, and I think people listening will find
Oh,
it very hot.
please.
Hey, look, you got time in your car to listen to a podcast in the office, maybe in a cubicle, some heavy breathing. Nobody's gonna
Heavy
notice a
breathing
hand. Nobody's gonna notice
for
a
me.
hand disappearing below the window line, unless they're in a bus or truck. We all know, we've seen the internet. Whenever a bus or truck stops by, generally speaking, they've got a camera. That's
Yeah,
a fact.
yeah,
That's fact. A bus or truck, they've got a camera. That's fact.
yeah.
Fact.
Uh,
But
well,
anyway,
we should probably start this thing, right?
all right.
So I guess what we can do here is we got some questions from some friends, but what we want to do ultimately is get questions from other people out there, out in the ether. So we're going to start with a question from a friend who's named Jamie in Chicago. And I guess I'll ask you, Adam. The first question she asked me is there any way you can tell the likelihood for a couple to uphold a marriage till death do them part?
That's an interesting one. I actually like that one. As with most answers, there's never an easy, quick, short answer. If that's how life was, we'd all be really stupid and not just kind of mindless. So I think with that one, it starts off with how you really perceive people, and it can boil down to, you know, when you call somebody your friend or whatever, are they really your friend? Are these really people with whom you've judged a good amount of character? I think a friend is somebody with whom you'll leave a key to your trusted thing. Most trusted thing. Maybe it's your child, maybe it's your home, maybe it's your car.
Right?
If you care for that thing, granted. I mean, if you just bought a piece of shit car and you toss your keys to your friend, you're not gonna care. But it all starts with your judgment and quality of people. And if you are a good judge of people, and it simply just takes time, to really cut through all the bullshit, and you have invested yourself in good quality people. We all make mistakes, but if you can do that, yeah, you can find these people that can last forever. Now, this has come from a guy who definitely went through a divorce. I went through a divorce, um, but I can speak to this particularly because I knew from day one there was a problem. But my problem is a self-esteem issue, in all honesty, and so I knew that going in. I saw it the entire time, and I didn't act on it. You need to act on these things. You need to talk to people. If you feel wrong about something, you have to react to it. You have to say, "Hey, this is on the table. This is who I am. I can't lie to you." And I mean, at the end of
Yeah.
the day, this is somebody who you're sleeping with, somebody who you're actually at your most vulnerable with this person. So in all relationships, you have to be able to give yourself completely, but also understand that they need to take care of you completely in that vulnerable state. So um, definitely it's possible. The likelihood, though, that's up to you. That's how much you're willing to accept reality versus the dream. Um, Dreams can become reality, but if you follow a particular structure, you have to make sure, once again, that you're observing the world around you accurately. And your friends, for example, if a friend sets you up with a girl, speaking from a guy's perspective,
Hmm.
and your friend is known to be kind of casual, laid back, chances are good, he's hooking you up with somebody who's cool with that, who's in the same vein. You know what I mean? Like you like minds attract like minds. And in that case, maybe you're that person. Maybe you should look at yourself and go, You know, like, should I be living the dream? Am I really dream quality people? We all have our own problems as well, and we should hope that we need to find somebody who's willing to be compatible with that. So finding that person requires absolutely being observant of those people, and I mean sniffing out lies. Sometimes some people are prone to lie. If you're cool with that, then you can live
Yeah,
forever with the
that's
person,
fine.
right?
Well,
So
I don't know. What I'm getting at is that I felt like from this person that she was saying,
yeah.
I don't know, kind of under the radar that, she's been with this person for a long while and she
Uh-huh.
isn't sure if she should marry this person or not. So like, how do you know? Because I mean, I've been in
Mm.
that situation too, where it's like I've had girlfriends and I'm like, okay, you know, I mean, is this right? Is she the one? Like, how do you know that?
Well, there's knowledge. The word "know." I mean, how do you know? You'll never know. It's a faith thing. It's like religion. You have to have faith that the person you selected, once again, if you had proper judgment, is the kind of person that you sought for these particular traits, and that trait is that they're willing to do that with you and or for you. There isn't a way to know. I mean, it's a difficult thing. You have to ask yourself this question: am I the person that is questioning this? Like when you look at it, you look back at yourself and go, I don't see it because either I'm scared or because I don't want to see the facts in front of me. Um, I find that a lot of people don't are real quick to judge everyone else and don't really look internally. And everybody thinks they're a great person. Everybody thinks their children are fantastic and perfect. Look at yourself and it might take some time. An introspective, thought process isn't something that comes comfortably for most people. Look at yourself for a minute and judge who you are and assess it and go, okay, this is who I am. This is what I need. You know what you need. We also know what we want. Some people can mix those two up. Find those two things. And then after you do that, then you have to contrast it to that person. If something you need is, it could be something so simple as when I'm upset, does this person really listen to me? Do I, then, has that occurred? Is this kind of person that you can go to? You'll know if you've really been observant of the person you're with, you'll know that answer. Um, you might not like the answer you find after you find that question. In which case, if the answer is opposed, then probably not. Can you live with that? It's a matter
Yeah,
of once again need and want. Yeah. Um,
I
I
don't
th
know.
yeah.
Well, go ahead, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I think it gets down to those elements. Like, what do you know of you? You'll never know the answer. Only you can find that out. But by doing it, you have to follow a process.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's some big responsibility too, because I
Absolutely.
think like the same thing happened to me. I was stuck like in a really like unhealthy relationship, not for like a long time, but
Right.
I was
Doesn't
always
have to be either, by the way.
no, no, no. But I see. I was totally afraid of making the wrong choice, and I think a lot of people are stuck with that. They're afraid that if they break up with a person, are they really breaking up with the person they're supposed to be with? It's almost like a fate thing. Like, who are you supposed to be with? And I almost think that chicks get kind of stuck in that. And like they feel like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, you're right. It's the
relationship
dream.
might
It's
be
like,
meant to be. Right?
right.
Exactly.
No, and I think that happens very often. It's once again, you have to realize that you're a human being. Dreaming is for those 8 hours or more or less when break from the tedium of a daily life. Now, you can make dreams happen, but it's not like miracles and magic. Fairy doesn't come over and sprinkle parts of your life and suddenly you're fantastic. You have to have prepped it. It's like a good flower garden. You have to have taken the time to not just plant the seed, but prepare the environment by which that's going to develop. So if you want to feel comfortable with the person you're with, you have to make sure that you planted the right garden for that person to be attracted to, and that you also know what you're growing, like what you're doing and how it's feeling. And that answer isn't easy. That dream scenario of having the perfect guy or perfect woman for that matter, that's kind of a lazy factor. That's like you do have to work at a good relationship, and we've all been guilty of this shit.
See, I
Period.
almost think here's the way I think too is that
Yeah.
I don't know. I hate to be like feel like such a chauvinist right here, but I almost feel like like like
No, you
girls
don't.
have like this yeah, right. Well, I almost feel like girls have this concept of what a relationship should be like, and I feel like that's been steered because of the media, especially
True.
movies. Like movies, it's like there's always like this perfect dude, and I guess I can go the other way around,
Right.
but I mean, to me, like, stuff like that doesn't exist. You don't have those perfect moments, and to me, like, in a way that's kind of sad, but that's the reality of the situation. You know, like
Well,
I mean, this is like this is getting to really complex stuff because you're
it
like,
does, and that's well, it's
yeah,
life. People are complex. I mean, look at it this way, right? In order to get those people, and those people did exist, and in many ways they do exist. But in order to get those people, more people had to date those guys and have children with those guys, so those guys could have kids, and those guys could then go off and teach their children to
all
be
right,
those guys. Problem is that most people wanted the other opposite, right? So when time comes down to it, that those guys are gone because there's nobody to train those guys. The opposite of that is, whereas a woman, and I agree with you that women do want that pristine, like, boyfriend on one of their sitcoms, but
he's like
the
gentle and then he's a man at the same time
right.
and all this.
Well,
Like,
the
come on,
opposite is that men
like,
want their mothers. Not to say they want to fuck their mom. I know that I
yeah, right,
wouldn't. Right. But
no,
the idea is that, right, that the idea is that they want somebody who could take care of them. Like they're going to be the big strong beacon of authority and whatever, and this person will tend to their needs. Now, this isn't 100% of guys, but somewhere within us all these things exist. Woman wants to be taken care of and pampered, and a guy wants to feel like he's in control. Now, the those can be used to proper ends and also be totally, on the opposite end where the guys, like for example, a guy that crazy wife beater, and then the opposite end, the girl, that pampering, pristine princess that you
yeah,
can't stand
right,
to be around. But they have them on both ends. And you know what? Oddly enough, those two make a good couple. Right? You know what I mean? Those two
yeah.
make a great couple. And you don't want to know those guys. Those guys are not interesting. They're boring. But with
Oh
that
God.
said, though, we are complex people, but we got to know ourselves first. We have to know ourselves first. To ask that question, you have to know you. And once you know you, you can then apply the person you're with